right, so let's get into the Book of Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
All right, guys, let's get into the Book of Boba Fett.
We have been messing up our words all so far all
Wow.
night.
It's the Book of Percocet.
All right, I'm gonna do this again. All right, just to redeem myself. Yeah, I got this. No, we're keeping all this shit in.
Hopefully.
I don't give a fuck. This is gonna be
Oh,
hilarious.
absolutely. It is.
Let's get into the Book of Boba Fett because, so what is it? Episode 5 and 6, right? Yeah, we 1
believe
through
so.
4. Yeah,
Yeah.
so 5 and 6. So episode 5 and 6 of the Book of Boba Fett are season 3, episode 1 and 2 of the Mandalorian.
Pretty much.
That's what they're doing. These 2 episodes is just to set up the Mandalorian season 3 with what's happening with Grogu, but we'll get into that. Let's jump into episode 5. So the episode is called "The Return of the Mandalorian," and we see Mando going after a bounty.
I'm sorry,
What?
Aslam. Do you want to just intro Fernando now, or is that
He's just here.
What's good, baby? We got the LWG. We got the Latinos with gandules here.
Yes. We have special guest Nando Jones on the podcast. Older, cooler brother of Rudy.
better.
Yeah, just all around better of Rudy. Older brother of Rudy. Been on the podcast before. We love him, so we asked him to come back again. Because me and him were having a discussion on the Book of Boba Fett on Twitter. So I was just like, hey, you want to bring this discussion onto the podcast? And he was like, yeah, let's do this. So here we are.
I also want to bring up one of the few reasons I'm able to continue using social media. I mean, just Twitter is you, Fernando. Like, you truly are the major factor as to why I could give Twitter a shot. The things you retweet, the things you say are hilarious. It was like I always want to see what you're doing. So thank you for that. Follow him. I don't know if you want to say what your thing is or we're going to put it somewhere, but by all means, everybody should be following him. Twitter and Instagram.
At SincereX8. That's SYNCEREX, the number 8. On both.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Give him a follow.
Amazing.
Yes. All right. Episode 5, The Return of the Mandalorian. Mando, Din Djarin, is going after a bounty. He's kicking ass. He takes out the Darksaber, and he fucks his own leg up. That shit was hilarious. And I appreciated that little detail that he didn't know how to use a lightsaber right away.
Definitely.
Even though he's a warrior, right? It's still like a weapon that is not just picked up and used by anybody.
He's not trained in that discipline.
Exactly. So that was like a nice little detail. He fucked up his leg. He goes back and he finds the last 2 remaining Mandalorians from his squad. I forgot what they call it. Wasn't there a specific name? Like the...
I don't know. Club Mandalore.
Club Mandalore. That sounds like a hot club. The Coalition, was it? The Coalition? I don't know. Something like that.
Bad
They
Girls
make
Club.
good games.
Yeah. But yeah, he finds them. They're talking. So he had the spear, the Beskar spear, and the lady was like, "Oh, that's Beskar is meant for armor, not weapons, because it could pierce the Beskar armor." So they melted it down, and he's like, "What do you want to do with it?" But first, before that, she talked about how did you get that wound. He shows her the Darksaber. She goes into, so she's kind of like, she moves the story forward by telling you the information that you might not know for the fans that are just watching it. So she's kind of like a narrator where she's just like talking about random shit in history where it's just like, all right, it's cool. Thank you for telling us. I know new fans didn't know this. Go fucking watch.
Especially with the Clone Wars and the animated stuff. It's just like, hey, if you didn't watch it, here's a little
Yeah.
you know, Cliff
It's
Notes
like
version.
go educate yourself on all this shit. It's important. All right. So they go through that, and she talks about the Beskar spear. They melt it down, and he's like, make something for the child, right, for Grogu.
The foundling.
And as soon as I saw those little rings, I was like, oh, he's making him a little chainmail. I was like,
You already know it was going to be the cutest little chainmail.
yeah.
You're making the 10 rings.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's what it looked like, but I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was just like, just give me a little helmet.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
give,
yes.
give me a
Oh,
little,
that'd be
little helmet with the ears.
Yeah. That would have been hilarious.
No, overall, that spear was huge, and like the little thing that they made, I was just like, "Where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
You can make like 3 out of that." Like,
Well, I don't think they used all of it, but she used most of it. But yeah, and then she was fighting him with her Beskar weapons against his Darksaber to train him, and apparently it was getting heavier, which makes sense in a way because it is a dark saber, so it's sucking in all the light, all like it's almost like a black hole saber.
it was really cool too. It was like to see Mando kind of like still sucking at it, but then when you saw when he dueled that other dude, and then like you saw him swing it, he was like even worse than Mando. It was just like, ugh. So like it takes skill to even suck that good. Like, I thought that was cool.
Sure does.
Like I feel like you need a. I just got that.
Man, he's serious training.
Walked right into that.
Just give me right size, do you?
Oh man.
Now, there's one thing I really liked about the beginning part. By taking the spear away, was that at some point the man started looking like Batman. He had every weapon on him. Like,
Yeah.
I know you're walking around a little too heavy with this. It's kind of hard to fight with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're right. He started to look
Brings
a little,
bit more down to earth, I guess. Yeah.
like just busy. Like there was just too much going on. And yeah, it's a good way to like take off some shit. When he was traveling before he got a ship, and he had to put all his weapons in a box, and he was like, he was just like emptying everything.
He's like, he had like little bullets on his wrist. 2 knives, including like in the lightsaber, dude. That was awesome.
It was
I like how he was just like, weapons are part of my religion. I was like, I need that religion.
Where was I? I forgot.
You were talking about how they were fighting the sword.
Oh,
was
right.
heavy,
So
that
the
they
guy,
showed it, yeah.
when the bigger guy, like Disco was saying, swung the sword, it felt like, because he was bigger than Mando, so you'd think he'd have a little bit more strength to swing it. But I feel like it got even heavier in his hand. So it's like, it almost feels like that sword, you need a little bit of, either a little bit of force to just like help you swing it, or Mando didn't actually win it properly via fighting. So that's why it's not actually working for him that well, and he needs to kind of lose it or something. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, so that happens. Then she asked. Then he was about. So him and the guy have the duel. I forgot what the house was called. House.
Visses or something.
Visra. Vizsla. House
Something
Vizsla.
like that.
And because he was about to kill him, and then she was like, "Stop! Like, did you take off your helmet?" Which was so random. I don't know why she was just like asking them about their helmets. It's like she knew.
Randomly G-checked and was just like, have you taken
Yeah,
off your
it's just
helmet?
like-
Never.
Who's going to be the most truthful one right now?
Yeah,
Mando was quiet as hell. He was just like hoping some shit happens. Like,
it's like when you're a little.
This is the robot?
It's like when you're a little kid and you're in trouble, so you just stay quiet, don't answer. Yeah. But it was just like, I feel like it was the randomest thing to ask in that moment. Like, why are you asking about their helmets? And it's just like, all right, so now he's kicked out of this.
They needed something to move the story along. You know how they have trouble.
Yeah,
with that.
and I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense. Why are you asking him? Like, okay, he won. Cool, keep the saber. Let's move on. It's like, no. Have you been keeping your helmet on? It's like, what? Okay, fine. No, I haven't been keeping it on. All right, you're out. Goodbye. This is the way.
she's like, you're not a Mandalorian anymore.
And it's funny, when the real Mandalorians were like just taking off their helmets, she was like, "Yeah, we don't do that. That sounds stupid." Like
that's
Bo-Katan.
that's not their way.
Yeah,
That's not their way. That's
It's the other way.
So we get into. So he leaves. I think this is when he goes back to. Is it Tatooine? Where that shipyard is?
It's always Tatooine.
With the
If you're
mechanic?
watching any of these shows, just you know it's on Tatooine
Okay.
at all
Most
times.
Tatooine.
So he goes to the mechanic, and there she shows him the
as I like to refer to her, Carla from Cheers.
That's what she reminds me of. That's right.
Every time I see it, I'm like, it's just Carla from Cheers.
Yeah.
She lives on Tatooine now.
It's a hard
and
life.
she's a mechanic.
If she worked at one of the bars, that'd be even more hilarious.
Oh, I mean, that'd be hilarious. Get a Star Wars Norm in the corner.
So he goes there. She has a new ship for him, and it's a Naboo starfighter. When I first thought
Did anybody pop when they saw that?
yeah, I thought it was one of the Jedi fighters, but it wasn't.
The episode 1. Yeah.
No,
She had to sell the shit out that thing. She's like,
No,
hold on.
no, the starfighters from episode 2.
No, I'm just saying that ship is from episode 1.
Yeah.
The one he got, yeah.
When I saw it, I thought of like the Jedi ships, like those little ones with the rings. So when you jump into hyperspace, I thought it was one of those. But yeah, those had like a more diamond shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
I
like
thought
those.
what they did with that whole scene was real cool. I thought it was a nice ship and it made sense, but at the same time, it didn't make sense because as a Mandalorian, what kind of a ship?
It's a big ass burger, dude. I'm sorry for that. That shit came out of nowhere.
I'm looking at his microphone. Like, is that the burger?
Why is he eating his microphone? It took a
I
big
just
ass
didn't
bite
think
too.
that it's a starfighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like it didn't make sense for a Mandalorian, especially or a bounty hunter, to have a
Yeah.
starfighter. I mean, like I got to take people in, or am I going
Yeah.
to put them in the back seat?
Yeah, there's no
I got
backseat.
weapons. I got to
Yeah.
sleep in this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why he was looking for a Razor Crest, and I was just like, this ship doesn't make sense. I mean, it looks cool and everything, and the modifications they did, like that whole scene of like them rebuilding it and doing like the modification was pretty cool. And then he went into space, and then he got stopped by the X-wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just like fucking left him in the dust. It was just like some Fast and Furious shit. You know,
He was
what I'm
like,
saying?
that
He just
voice
hit the
sounds
nos.
familiar. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, Pedro Pascal, you got that voice.
He like hit the nos and like fucking disappeared. But yeah, so maybe he gets another ship where he can put that ship in it. So
That'd be kind of cool. A little connection ship.
Puts a ship in a
yeah,
ship.
Yeah.
put that shit in the cargo bay, and you got.
I'll be honest with you. So far up to this point of the show, I was just like, all right, cool, Mando's back. That was it.
Yeah.
Like everything else I saw was just like meh, meh. I didn't like Carla for Cheers the first time they brought her in the Mandalorian. His crew with the "This is the way" and all that stuff. I was like, it is what it is. It's just like, I just get me somewhere. Get me somewhere.
I like-
I've been very critical of these shows for some time now.
I like when she was talking with the Jawas, so she's like, I was dying.
That was funny.
Oh, the
That was
fact that she was dating one of
I
them.
dated a Jawa
Yeah.
before.
Jay was pretty furry.
She was
Now, see, if it
flexing
was a
hard
guy
on that
saying that, that'd be a
shit.
whole different story. Like, I dated a
Yeah.
Jawa girl one time. They're pretty furry.
But I think that was it, right? That was most of the episode.
I think so. I don't know. Like I said, that to be honest, that episode there wasn't that much going on.
Yeah, I think after the ship and stuff.
I want to
At
say
the
that
end of the
chick
episode,
showed
the
up.
Asian chick showed up and
Oh,
then
right,
like
right.
gave her
Yeah.
like the invite from Boba. Boo,
And then-
Booba
and then
sat,
he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it for free."
Mm-hmm.
on the house.
So
So,
do it for free, chicken.
so what you guys, Fernando? What did you think about this episode?
Well, just to say one thing, I don't understand why these episodes even exist. Like, why couldn't these episode 5 and 6 be the first 2 episodes of a new Mandalorian season?
Yeah,
You know, these feel like a filler to me, and I really like them. I just think it's a little too soon to have.
I think you're right, because it's just
Yeah, I agree.
they stuck it in there so to remind you that there's a Mandalorian season 3 coming, and they're gonna like call back to these 2 episodes for what's happening in, because this shows even more in episodes 6. When the Mandalorian's like, all right, I'll come to Boba Fett, but I gotta go visit a little friend.
And you thought that was going to be it, and then
Yeah.
next thing you know, episode 6 would be more Boba, and it's like, no, it's more,
Yeah.
it's more Mandalorian, and now we
Yep.
got Grogu, and then there's other people involved.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're bringing in everyone that's not in the Book of Boba Fett.
I enjoyed these 2 episodes, and then that's just like I think I enjoyed it because it's not Boba Fett. I'm just like, I need Mando back because all I realized at the end of these 2 episodes, I was just
like honestly, I feel like with the lore that was built around Boba Fett from the original Star Wars movies, and then later on from like the expanded universe in the books, and then maybe the comic books, they built up something. Either they built up something that they couldn't achieve in live action, or they were like, Disney decided to scrub all that, so we're just gonna take it in a different direction. And I'm not enjoying the direction they're taking it. It is to me, it's very boring direction. It could have been good if the writing was better, but I'm not feeling it. Like this is not the Boba Fett that was built up in in almost by like in passing, like by word of mouth, and it's just like I don't know what
It
happened.
was because we knew nothing about him. He was just like this mysterious character.
I forget the exact number of how long he was actually in the Star Wars films. I don't know if they said it was 7 minutes or 17.
So, yeah, it was something like that. It was really short.
Yeah, and I was just like, they were, it was because of the mystery and everything behind it, and I do feel like he has his helmet off a little too much.
Yeah.
And I know he doesn't follow the whole Mandalorian creed and all that type of stuff, but at the same time, even the regular Boba Fett didn't have his helmet on at all. I mean, he had it on the whole time.
Yeah.
Just which didn't make sense. And even the guy playing Boba Fett, I think in an interview, he said the same thing. It was like, I kind of wish I didn't have as many speaking parts.
Yeah.
I wish I had my helmet on a little more. I actually try to pass my words over to my to the co-stars.
Yeah. That makes so much sense. If he was just like the figure, and then like Fennec was just speaking for him the whole time,
that would look bad.
And then
that
he
would
was
be
just
really keep the
there.
mystery, that enigma factor.
And then when someone stepped out of line, he fucked them up. And just like, and Fennec is just his emissary. She's like his voice.
Just the mouth.
Exactly. And then she's also badass. But like that would have been like a lot cooler than like him being in like this Dragon Ball Z fucking healing chamber, trying to be like Goku, and then like remembering the Sand People. And when you sent me that GIF, like the Panther, and I was just like
a bantha.
yeah, just like, yo, that scene was so fucking stupid.
I mean,
But it was,
man
like,
was really
funny.
driving a Harley.
But like at the same time, it's like they're making these shows on Disney Channel, and their main audience is children. So these, like when the young kids see like a panta, and like it's they'll laugh at it. It's funny, and it's just like they're doing it for the new generation. But it's not hitting. It's not good.
I can't get over Lord Disco. Man, just taking a nice side of a hamburger real quick. At the same time, he's like, "Here, we're back here at the porn
It's
studios."
lunchtime. I'm over here in California. I'm 3 hours ahead of y'all. But yeah, I feel like I need that more. Like they should have kept it more of a mystery. I feel like I'm just watching like my hero and finding out he's just a boring old dude. I'm just like, fuck, you're ruining my hero. Like that's what I feel like.
Bald and extra crispy.
Yeah,
And it really, these Mandalorian episodes are just not necessary. Like for Boba Fett, it should be about Boba Fett, and it's like in Boba Fett's eyes, he needs to recruit Mando, but he doesn't need to like show. They didn't need to show all this Mando backstory for the Boba Fett saga. Like I just feel like they're like, these shits are boring. Let's grab 2 year episodes. Let's borrow some Mando episodes.
They had these episodes reserved. Just place the bit.
They just borrowed some Mando episodes just because our shits were boring. They were bombing.
halfway through writing like this shit, they're like, damn, this is boring. Let's not rewrite this and just bring in some Mando episodes. But at the same time, I think this is just like, all right, we're making this for the casual fan. Because if we get into the too nitty gritty, they're not going to understand what's going on, and they're not going to watch. So we're going to make this for the casual fan, and then the hardcore fans are going to watch it whether they like it or not. So it's just like, it's like,
You literally just described WWE.
yeah.
Just so you know. That's how you describe WWE to a T, like in 2022. It's upsetting, but yeah.
So let's get into episode 6. He goes and finds the planet that Grogu's on. He's like, where's the child?
Which
And
I
then
find very funny because who told them where they were and how easy was that
Yep.
for him to find them like that?
Yep.
didn't he have the beacon? Wasn't that what in the ship because he was going and it was like beeping? I thought that was like that beacon where they were finding Grogu in the first season.
Is that? I remember something there. That's what
I
it
thought-
was.
I thought they gave him something, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I thought he still had one of those beacons where where you can find the child.
They didn't
That's
really
how he
explain it
finds.
very much. I mean,
They-
even
no, they
what's her
didn't.
name? Akasha, right?
Ahsoka?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Akasha's
Way
from
off.
Queen of the Damned.
She basically said, "This is the safest place he can possibly be." I'm like, obviously not, because I found him pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Luke's there, so he can just kill anybody that But again,
Some
see,
Jedi and they'd be all right.
this episode was just like this episode was just like nothing but like paying homage to like the
Everything.
training sequence on Dagobah with Yoda.
How did
Right?
y'all feel about the Luke?
Looked better
looked,
than the
yeah.
other
better.
episode that we saw.
I
now.
think they got the guy who didn't they hire the guy who made the deep fake on the internet that looked way better than the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
They
Yeah,
did?
I think so. Because I
There you
remember,
go, yeah.
I remember right after the show, somebody made a better deep fake, and then they just like they were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you want to just come do this for us?" Like,
Yeah.
just-
Hey, we got that Disney money.
back.
Come on.
yeah, exactly.
Let's
looked
get
a
out
lot-
of your garage. Come on, I gotta give you some real equipment to work with.
Yeah, it looked a lot better,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just like, just get Sebastian Stan. He looks very
I still
similar.
disagree with that. I still disagree with that 100%.
It'd be a lot cheaper to just get the dude from the garage, and it looked pretty
worked
good.
fine. This
looked
worked.
really good.
This worked fine. I'm
I mean,
happy
it
with
was
this.
it was okay.
Yeah,
It was
I don't
fine.
know. Yeah, good camera trick, so you can't tell too much.
Yeah. So yeah, so we see in this episode it was mostly about Luke training with Grogu, and then he's just like he see a bunch of scenes. Then he puts him on his back like he had Yoda, and he's running through the Force, and he's like showing him how to use the Force. He's like, "This is what I can do with the Force." And when he told him to jump, it was really funny.
He jumped like half an
My
inch.
favorite thing was the my favorite thing was the walking and talking, where he's walking and then he keeps on using the Force to pull Grogu along with him. I was dying when I saw that. It's just because he's got the longer
Yeah.
legs. Like, come on,
Yeah.
just every couple seconds, just goes back, pulls it back. Come on, let's go.
The frog scene again. This fucking child is always worried about eating. He just
He's fat as
wasn't,
hell.
I
yeah.
wasn't that cool. I wasn't that cool with Luke Skywalker torturing all those frogs for Grogu's enjoyment.
he didn't torture them.
He was just
I
showing
don't know where
off.
that
Pulled
was
them up and
going.
they were just floating. They're just like,
Yeah.
what is happening? I
thought
don't
he
know.
was
I'm
about to start
terrified. How
swallowing
are we
them
floating
one
here?
at a time?
Yeah, I thought he was just gonna grab one from him with the Force and just eat it. But he was just like, "Yeah, this is you can do this if you train. Like you can have all the
You
frogs
can have all the
want."
frogs. Yeah.
You can have all the frog legs you want. No judgment here.
So
A
yeah,
lot
so
of fan
he's-
homage. A lot of fanfare going on in this
yes,
episode.
yes, and then Ahsoka talks to the Mandalorian when he wants to see Grogu and wants to give him the little armor, and she's like, "If you see him, his attachment will grow and he won't be able to be a Jedi," and blah blah blah. So she's like, "It's better if you don't. I can give him the the gift." And then so he gives her the gift and leaves. He sees that Grogu's in good hands. And then when he's leaving, Grogu sees the ship and he senses that it's
Mando.
Mando. And then he like puts his hand out to the ship. And then like Luke has that sphere where they train the Jedi to use the Force and block with the lightsaber. And that's how he used it so Grogu can learn to jump with the Force and use it to his...
Then Grogu broke it, and I'm wondering, does Luke have more of
Yeah.
those? Was that the
Right.
one?
Did he think
was
about that?
antique.
He just got aggressive. Just like,
Well, I mean, he has
Take him
R2.
Obi-Wan.
That's the only one Ben Kenobi gave me. That's all I had to remember him by.
you know, I thought it was kind of fucked up. I was just like, I feel like it hurts more to see Mando leave without him saying hello or anything, as opposed to him actually saying hello and then
Well,
leaving.
shout out to Mando, man. That man has a lot of patience. That man he got taken by a droid to one spot. He treated him like he was at a doctor's office. He was like, "Here, sign in right
He
here."
really did.
Now wait.
Yeah.
wait so long till you fall asleep in
He
your
fell
chair.
asleep,
And then
yeah,
you-
for real.
And then you see one nurse. You're trying to see the actual doctor, and they said, "Well, the doctor's kind of busy right now, but I can help you."
Yeah. Just tell me what you want to tell him, and I'll let him know.
Leave a
Just that
message.
simple. Yeah.
That's
Here,
such a great.
can you give him my prescription? For sure.
That's such a great analogy.
Yeah, that's
Doctor.
spot on.
Jeez.
Man, at the end of the day, he didn't even see the doctor.
Yeah,
no.
for real. He's
The
like, I've
doctor's
been waiting
kinda
till
busy right now, but he said take 2 of these and call him in the morning.
Doctor had to reschedule.
Doctor's with a really important patient right now.
Yeah,
Sorry, your Medicare can't be covered.
yeah. This patient has really good insurance, so you take your Medicaid and dip.
That's what
actually
they
be a
put
really good
Grogu through
commercial.
all the tests.
Future of the
Think about it.
universe here.
Disney needs to just get in contact with Geico and then use that frog scene. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god. Damn. I forgot
Where are
where I
we?
was again.
Luke was training
Grogu
with
He
saw
was
the
Mando
just leaving.
leaving.
Yeah. So Grogu saw Mando leaving, and then like, yeah, I forget what happens after that. But the more,
We had the Luke and Ahsoka talking for a while, and the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, this is weird.
yeah,
this is
she's
weird.
like,
They're from 2 different eras.
yeah.
I don't know. There was something about it that just threw me off. Like,
Also, she
He was
mentioned
saying
his father.
he was saying that Luke was asking Ahsoka or something, like he was wondering if Grogu's heart was really in it, because the
yeah, he's
attachment
like, yeah,
with
you're just like your
the
father.
attachment with Grogu and Mandu.
Yeah,
Mandu.
he's just like, I don't know if his heart is in it or whatever. She's like, you're just like your father. And I'm just
Oh, the man who tried to murder everyone,
yeah.
like him.
the man who did murder everyone.
Just like his
Man
father.
Man who treated everyone like frogs, like like Grogu treats frogs. So yeah, so that and then so he takes him into the house, into that where the school starts, and he's like,
The little hut.
yeah, and he gives him a choice. He shows him the armor.
The ultimatum.
He's like,
He pretty much
He's
offered
like
him
this-
the blue pill and red pill.
yeah, and he's like, this
No,
is
no,
from
before
Mando.
that, the cowboy gunslinger, the marshal.
Wasn't that after?
Well, he was also at he was the first thing in the episode
was
too.
it?
Yeah,
That's how the show
yeah,
started.
Josh Duhamel.
I thought that was the last thing though that happened.
Also
was
Mickey
the
from
ultimatum
Scream
was
2.
the last thing that happened in the episode.
Was it?
I thought the cowboy killed the
Oh,
marshal.
yes, you're right.
and
It
then
was.
The ultimatum was the last thing. It was
You're right,
the
you're-
cowboy started off the show, then
Yes.
they brought him
so
back.
so they
the
bring
dude
in
with the
some,
red eyes and the cowboy hat.
they bring in someone very
Oh,
important.
once he popped up, I was going crazy.
Yeah, so they bring in someone very important from Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated show, Cad Bane, one of the best bounty hunters after Boba Fett died. So he was the top bounty hunter at the time. They actually did a really good job with him in live action, and it looked like
Yeah,
it
it
was
looked
all
really good.
practical effects.
Yeah.
So it was just like an actual costume.
The first thing I thought of when I saw him was like, see, this is what the show should be about. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like him versus Boba Fett for like supremacy, kind of like if
Yeah.
you've ever seen the movie Assassins with Antonio Banderas
Yes,
and
yes.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
No, yeah, but that
Old
was
school
definitely
movie,
a
pretty
cool scene. Even like when he was walking in the distance, I was like, "Ooh, he looks badass."
Once I saw the silhouette, I'm like, there's no way it's him.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way they got him for the show.
and then you see him
Yeah.
open his eyes, like red.
And then he was just keep telling that deputy to shut the fuck up, and he wouldn't shut up. I was like, God damn. I don't think he's dead though, because he looked like he shot him in the shoulder.
No, they gave
Yeah,
him
and they were gonna give
more
him, like, a stim pack and
attention than
everything.
the other guy.
They're just like, he's done. We
He's
never
done.
liked
Get
him.
over here, quick.
Yeah.
Somebody check on the marshal. Deputy's just, what about me?
Deputy got shot 5 times. He's not coming back from
Yeah.
that. Like,
There might have been a chance. Nobody even looked his way.
Nah, 'cause
That's what I'm saying. There wasn't as much as a glance.
because he shot. He shot
both of them before any of them could even pull their gun out. That shit was quick. That shit was crazy. Just throw my 2 cents.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, so that happens. Cad Bane is in there, and then so obviously he's working for the Syndicate, which makes a lot of sense, and we're gonna see a lot of him fighting Boba Fett in this is episode 6. So we got 2 more episodes probably to the show's season ends. So the next episode is just gonna be nothing but action. Hopefully, we'll see. Make it a little bit more interesting. And then at the end was when Luke gives Grogu the ultimatum, and we're not going to see the decision of that ultimatum until Mandalorian season 3, because it's either he's going to choose the Mandalorian.
That's what we think.
Yeah.
We also thought we were going to get 2 episodes of Mando, and we did.
True. The rest of this season is just going to be the Mandalorian.
Right?
The blue
Forget-
pill is
forget
basically
Boba Fett.
Mandalorian side. The
Yeah.
red pill is basically the Jedi side.
So if
Do
he
you
ends
think
up,
do you think Grogu can let go?
so here's the thing, right? Because when Luke came and took him in the Mandalorian season 2, everybody was like, "Oh, so is Grogu one of the students that died when Kylo Ren killed everyone and stuff like that?" And they're like, "What happened to him?" So this could be like the answer to that, where he's gonna choose Mando and not become a Jedi and just go to Mando, and maybe learn how to use his Force abilities a little bit, but not to the level of a Jedi. And then just be trained by a Mandalorian. So we'll get our first Mandalorian Yoda species child.
I just want to point out, next week's episode 7, is the season finale.
Seriously.
Didn't
Oh,
even.
wow.
I just looked it up.
Wow.
So
All of us who've been watching this show for this time, none of us knew that. That's how the show has been going. We didn't even
Wow,
know.
You
that's-
got to come hard for that one.
That's pretty bad.
dang. So he has to
That's
choose
really
whether
bad.
to be a Padawan or a Foundling, pretty much.
Yeah, he has to be.
He's probably gonna end up choosing Mando. He's gonna come over there with his little Beskar onesie
Yeah.
and just run into his arms. Everyone's gonna cry online.
Yeah. That's 100%. Wow. So the season finale is next episode.
I mean, Luke did
Yeah.
kind of teach him like
Yeah, I'm on
the
the video.
basics. I mean, he kind of has something if he goes to be a Foundling. So it's like kind of
Yeah.
a little something to work on.
But
guess.
I don't think this is gonna be. Wow. I thought they had 2 episodes to like set up like the.
I did too. That's why when you said, I was like, I'm curious. How many are there exactly? I've never bothered to check. That's how.
Well,
interested I
usually
was in
it's
the
like an
show.
8-episode season.
8 or more. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So everybody, Boba Fett recruiter is probably gonna come together to fight some antagonist
So
group.
so now those townsfolk are gonna go fight with Boba Fett because of the sheriff.
Freetown.
Yeah, Freetown.
Freetown.
Because of the sheriff, they wanted foot soldiers, which means they wanted expendable soldiers that they can just die in the front line. Then they have so Mando's going to be in the season finale because he's fighting with Boba Fett, so we're definitely going to see him again. And then we have Chrysanthemum and those other kids with the robot.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, the Power Rangers.
Black Chewbacca.
Yeah, Black Chewbacca.
I hope they give him his moment.
Oh,
man.
really?
Black
Yeah.
Chrysanthemum's
I
an
feel like
amazing
they're
character.
kind of going up to that.
I want to see. Yeah, I definitely want to
but,
see more.
I mean,
of
with the
him.
way the show has been, you never know.
Wow,
Whose
the
show
breakdown.
is this?
Yeah, the breakdown of this show was just like all over the fucking place and was not good. Holy
Trying to
crap.
trying to introduce a lot of characters, and for all you know, there's going to be other spin-offs from all these other characters that we're being introduced to at this point.
I feel like that's all they're doing now. It's just like making a show, put more characters in it so we can make spin-offs, so we can make more shows. And it's just like they're really bleeding out Star Wars.
And you said they're doing a show about what's her face,
Ahsoka.
right? Bo-Katan?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh, and there's the Ahsoka
there's
one
an
too.
Ahsoka
yeah.
one. Bo-Katan just got announced. Well, not just got announced, but it got announced a couple weeks ago.
fairly recently.
And
What if it's just one through line like story where it's just like that's what this is so far with Book of Boba Fett. It's like in order to watch Book of Boba Fett, you have to watch Mando season 1 and 2 to understand what's going on because of these past two
Basically,
episodes.
the Star Wars version of the MCU. You know, it's going to end up going that
That's what
direction.
it's looking like. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the next one, let's say, is Ahsoka, you're probably gonna have to watch these to understand what's going on in Ahsoka.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be just one big.
And I'm
thing.
sure Mando's going to show up in Ahsoka. I'm sure Boba Fett is going to show up in Ahsoka. Luke is going to show up again in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And then in
Grogu.
Bo-Katan,
Bo-Katan, yep.
definitely Mando and Boba Fett are going to be showing up in that shit because she's going to want the black lightsaber, so she needs to fight him for it so she can take back Mandalore.
Then Frodo's gonna show up to take Grogu's mithril, whatever, the chainmail.
Yeah.
Very excited about that show. Very excited about
Yes.
that show. The Star Wars, the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Can't wait.
That's going to be fire.
Can't wait.
All right, so any other things you guys want to talk about on Mandalorian? What do you think is going to happen in the finale?
All
gonna
out
end.
war. I mean, you're
It's
definitely
gonna
going to
end.
see two sides going at it. A bunch of people. Like I think that what was it that scene in I think Attack of the Clones.
Hmm.
The Jedi is just fighting everybody else. I think that was that particular
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think
When
it's
they
going
were
to
in
kind of
the
look like that.
arena,
Hmm.
like that gladiator arena. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who really is even the enemy? Is it like the Hutts? And who have we seen
It's the
as in
Syndicate.
Oh, I don't
It's
know.
the Pikes.
Yeah, the Pike Syndicate. It's
I don't
those the people with the weird masks.
Oh, those people. Okay.
The people that are trying
No,
to sell
yeah,
that
okay,
that space
yeah.
cocaine.
Oh,
that
and the
spice.
cantina blew up. I forgot about that.
Oh,
They blew
yeah.
up the cantina.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I forgot
I
about
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
oh no, the cantina.
Yeah, I didn't give a damn.
Yeah, I was just like,
Didn't give a damn.
that's where that famous scene happened with
Yeah. Can we
with Han
shine your
Solo.
helmets?
It's like who
What
shot
an
first?
interesting
Well,
offer when you go into a bar.
that's not the cantina from the movie
No?
though. No, that's
I
some
thought-
bullshit. Cantina. Let it blow up. Blow it up again. I don't.
Danny's
thought that
like,
was
that's
the
not
same-
my cantina.
I thought that scene took.
No, because that cantina was in Mos Eisley. Was that Mos Eisley?
Was it? I thought it was in Tatooine.
No, Mos Eisley is the town on Tatooine.
I thought
Yeah.
that was most Eisley.
Oh, maybe it is a cantina. I didn't think it was a cantina. I'm not paying
many
attention. Half the
cantinas
I
time
are
when
remember
I'm
around?
them
watching the show,
saying
I'm cooking
that
food.
when they're in.
They're all
talking about
alcoholics. They've
Freetown.
been living in the desert.
Yeah, but you got like Freetown and then Mos Eisley. Yeah, so that was
Mos Eisley, Mos Espa. They mentioned a couple places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Sure did.
Well, that's the town they keep showing, and I think that was a town before, with that was in the territory of Java, the hut. So I think that was the cantina.
It might have been. Yeah.
Oh well,
No.
whatever. Next episode, season finale, All Out War. I'm sure it's just going to be a lot of action,
Oh yeah.
and the
A lot of
story's gonna be
shootouts. Boba Fett will probably have PTSD in the middle of the battle, reminding him of what happened to his father.
I want to
Someone's
see
head's
the
gonna get
Wookiee.
cut off
I want to see the Wookiee go crazy.
to start ripping.
He has to rip
people.
someone's arm off. He has
Yeah,
to.
just gotta
Somebody's
start
arm
ripping
off
up
and start
people in
beating
half.
people with him.
No, legit. Remember I said this. He has to rip somebody's arm off because there's like a very good chance that's going to happen. That's what Wookiees are known for.
Mm,
Nice.
that'd be
Nice,
great.
nice.
Who needs a weapon when you can just rip some arms off?
Oh man. All right.
Think
Fernando.
that's it.
That's how I feel about the show.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Is there anything else you want to say about the show or
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
your expectations or?
Well, it's kind of a mixed bag right now. It's part Mandalorian, it's partial Boba Fett. It's becoming a side story for a lot of other different characters, and I don't know. I don't hate the show. I just, I already understand what it is. I just wanted to kind of get to its real point.
Yeah,
Which obviously-
it definitely needs a little focus. I feel like
Yeah, which will probably, hopefully, come into play at this next episode to show you where it really is going to go.
Yeah, it's not that I hate the show. I'm just disappointed in what could have been, with such a character like Boba Fett. Like the Mandalorian was like a whole new character that they created, so they can do whatever they want with him.
That's how I felt
like-
like when Mandalorian first came out. I said, okay, well, people loved Boba Fett so much, but they weren't doing anything with Boba Fett. So it was
Yeah.
like Mandalorian was like the best creation they can come up with to kind of go with that whole mythology and just
Yeah.
the coolness of everything with the helmet, the look. And then somewhere down the line, they showed Boba Fett in the middle of the desert. Like, oh shit, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do with that one.
It's just like, so it's funny because they took like the like even, and they couldn't even keep it for that long. They took like the mystery of like Boba Fett, they put it onto the Mandalorian, where he doesn't take his helmet off, he doesn't say much, he just speaks with his skills. And then they did that for like 2 or 3 episodes, and then all of a sudden he's like talking a lot. He's attached to this child. He's doing all these things that, I don't know, I wouldn't characterize with a Mandalorian. Or like this mytho of what Boba Fett, or at least what we thought Boba Fett was. But I don't know, man. They're all over the place with what they want to do.
I think they're just really trying to give more character to these characters. Like, okay, yeah, Boba Fett didn't have much part. In the only part that he did have made him real cool. but we got to humanize him a little more. You know, the whole thing with his father and where he wants to go from here. So I guess
So
that's what they're trying
would
to
it
do.
have been like boring if it was just that? Like I said earlier, if Boba Fett was like just the stoic character who didn't speak much, barely spoke, and Fennec was speaking for him all the time, would that have gotten boring real quick if like we couldn't like relate to him?
I think so. I think a lot of people have been like, "All right, is this man going to talk more or what?" Like we would always find something to bitch and complain about that is not
I
really
mean
up to
that
par
is
with what
very
we like.
true. That is very true. I mean, because we didn't see that, we're like, oh, this could be better. And then when we actually do see it, we're like, maybe in a different universe it happened. And this podcast is talking about how, oh, we need him to talk more and be more personable. So, I mean,
I think the show, if you take the same show, have him talk less, it's still a bad show.
Yeah.
They have to do more than just change that. They have to do more
Yeah.
than just make him the stoic character. But like you guys have been saying a lot, there has to be more of a focus on
Right.
what the hell is going on in the show. There
Because
has
at the
to
end of
be-
Mandalorian, you know, I think it was a perfect shot at the end where he's like, "Okay, this is this was Jabba's old spot. I just took out the person who was on it. I'm sitting on the throne. That was a real badass look. And then you got my
Yeah.
right hand person right here. And then I guess with the actual show, they were like, okay, well, we can't make it that easy for him. He's got to earn it.
Mhm.
So now he's trying to figure out how to where does he fit in the old world with where Jabba
Yeah.
used to be. How do I get this? How do I get in contact with
Well-
these people? How do I develop a relationship?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the old world doesn't exist like that anymore because everybody's like super political now and it's just about money changing hands and who has the better deal. So it's like, I guess he came in after spending time with the Sand Raiders, like knowing that, and that's why he's like trying to build these relationships through respect instead of just fear.
Yeah, that's the one
But-
thing that he said. It was like, I'm not being respectful. The woman was like, well, you know, you should probably do it through fear. And in the beginning, I was just like, that's not really the direction I thought he would go. But maybe something happens to him where he's like, you know what, fuck it, you're right. Let's do this shit with fear.
Yeah.
And then that's where I think you'll probably grab more people to be like,
That's
okay,
what I.
this is the
That's what
Boba
I
Fett
feel
know.
like. That's what I feel like too. He's gonna push him to a point where he's just like, all right, the respect ain't
He's like,
working. I gotta fucking put my hand down. Like,
Be
or
like,
else
I
I'm
tried.
not gonna be daimyo no more.
Yeah. I tried. Now you guys are gonna get the bad side. Yeah.
But
it's
also at the
interesting.
same time, respect. Sometimes you just gotta show a little muscle. It's not about like striking, beating them down to fear and half death, but like showing a little muscle, showing that you can hold your ground, and maybe somehow respect does come out of it.
I think that's something that he will learn. I think and I don't know. At least that's the direction I hope that the show goes. I think that what's going to happen is that he'll learn that the way he want to do it isn't worth it, and the wrong way, the bad way, is the direction that he'll definitely find.
He's like, fuck
Yeah.
it, let me just kill everybody.
Like,
All
fuck it, work for
all the
Jabba.
enemies.
Give me a slave
He's gonna
quick.
feed everybody to the monster thing in his basement.
Oh yeah, that was. Yeah. Well, he's definitely gonna be riding that thing into battle.
Oh
Next
yeah,
week.
yeah. I gotta believe that's gonna be part of it too.
I like to think these past 2 episodes, that's all he's been doing. He's just been playing it.
Yeah, he's been
He's been playing
training
it
riding.
back
Watching
here.
Mando do everything.
Yeah,
playing fetch.
He's just down there just playing fetch.
like building a relationship with that monster so he could ride it.
While Danny Trejo's just like, I should have made another machete. I don't know.
I got all
man.
this
I
money,
can't even
got
say
my
that because
own
those movies
place.
aren't good either.
Machete. At least they were hilarious.
Oh man!
Oh, they were
that's right.
supposed
I
to be
didn't
bad.
expect
They were
to see
supposed to
him.
be
He was
bad.
like,
That's the whole
"Machete."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Yep. Maybe we get what's his name in this show.
Danny Trejo?
No. He's already in the show. Steven Seagal, because he was the bad guy in the Machete Part 2. Put Steven Seagal in Star Wars, guys. I want to see him run with his hands.
Yeah, he should definitely
God.
have a lightsaber.
Oh god. He would demand to be a Jedi if he's in.
Yeah,
He'd be the most low talking.
I'm a ninth degree Jedi.
Excuse me, son. I told you not to talk to me that way. Didn't make me raise my voice.
He's gonna start doing Aikido on the Jedi, not even using his
Oh,
lightsaber.
that's gonna be hilarious.
And then somewhere down the line of the
They're
battlefield,
gonna make it
someone
so
just
he's
scalps
the-
him, takes off all that fucking hair.
He's to be the one who trained Donnie Yen's character. Wow.
I am one with. He just starts saying, "I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me," and you're like, "No,
Exactly. No,
that just
come
ruined
on.
Donnie Yen's character."
He's gonna end up training Grogu.
Yep, that's what we need. And Grogu's gonna grow that hair.
It goes all the way back. Way back.
Oh Lord. Ah,
See, we already made a better show. Look at that.
We should just all talk about Steven Seagal, how terrible he looks. I mean,
that's
at
a
this
podcast
point,
within
he kind of looks like E Honda at this point. Like, he is thick, and his hair is like holding on for dear life, and it's still jet
I was
black.
just thinking of the
Just got to put the little bit of war paint on him.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Gotta cast him in that new Mortal Kombat.
Who could he possibly be? I mean, I don't know who he would play.
They just make a new bad character.
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
No, they just make a new character.
What if
for
he
him.
was Goro? They brought him back as Goro's dad.
Just had a few arms on him. He'd be all right.
God, he's so bad, so bad. All right, man, we're gonna jump into How I Met Your Father and Peacemaker.
How I Met Your
Right.
Father and Peacemaker.
I gotta eventually
All
get
right,
into those.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
man,
should.
you
They're
definitely should.
They're good,
Definitely should.
especially Peacemaker. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, if you loved How I Met Your Mother, you're gonna like How I Met Your Father. So,
Okay. Cool. All right, man.
dude, it was awesome for you to come onto the podcast. Thank you.
I
so
appreciate it. I can't wait to come back.
much. We've been trying to do this
Jump
for a
on
while.
whenever you want.
Oh yeah, cool. No, I'll let you know. I mean, you let me know, and then I'll let you know whether or not I'm available. Because being this full-time worker and part-time father,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
I think that's the reason why I can relate to Mando so much when it comes to Grogu. Like, I'm here to see the boy, and I only get to see him on weekends.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's pretty much what I'm going through. But by the time I get home from work, he's like just going to bed, and I don't see him until Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already divorced.
The wife's like, I'll give him the gift.
Give this to the boy
I
when
got
he
him
wakes
the
up
shirt. I
tomorrow.
want to give him the shirt.
Yeah, give him the onesie I bought him when he wakes up. I'll be gone.
You're going out to work. He's got the hand up.
Sees you driving off in your car.
Daddy-o.
Daddy, where the fuck you going now? Fellas, you can catch me on Twitter. That's mostly what I'll be on.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, it was good having you on, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy. Appreciate it.
All right,
Peace.
bye.
Alrighty.